Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. A lot of you all ask me, what's the easiest way to start collecting? You know, if I want to collect comics, retro games, or regular video games, or Funko Pops, action figures, gym shoes, cologne, watches, hats, any damn thing. You know, die-cast cars, Hot Wheel cars. What's the easiest way? To take your time. The easiest way to do this is when you see sales. If you see sales on something, if you're watching certain channels and they be like, they got a sale on this at Burlington. They got some sales on these over here at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. They got a sale over this stuff at Ross and DD's Discount and Ollie's. Be like Target and Walmart having clearance sales on toys and things like that. These are the times that you check into this stuff. When mom and pop stores going out of business and they liquidating stuff, this is when you start checking. This is when you start really sinking your teeth into what this hobby is. You know, when you hear me say a place is dry, it's dry for me. You know, like the stuff they got there, it don't interest me. Either I have it or I don't want it. To a new collector, you may want this because this is some fresh stock that you haven't had. This is something that, you know, that you be like, man, I'm going to start out buying, you know, these cheap figures, you know. And like I said, sometimes you got to start out with a plan. You got to know what your budget is, man. You know, a lot of people go into this and go blind. I mean, you know, they go in it blind for real. They be like, oh, man, money ain't a problem. Money is a problem. You know, money ain't a problem, man. You know, money ain't a problem at all. I got this covered, man. You know, I hear people tell me that, and I be like, man, I get it. Your pockets are fat. I get it. But what I'm trying to tell you is you might want to put a budget, a cap on this, because this shit can get out of hand real quick. Collecting can go from collecting to hoarding real quick. It can go from basically taking up all the space in your house. You could just have stuff everywhere. And see, that's something that you don't want. You want stuff that you can actually use, stuff that actually benefits you in a way. You know, if you are an inbox collector, that's cool. You could probably sell your stuff later. You know, I always say this one thing. Do not go into this with the intentions of selling it. That stuff may not sell. It may go the way of the Beanie Babies. It may go the way of the Funko Pops. Like I told you, at some point in time, you could have sold your Funko Pops and got an arm and a damn leg off of them. Now, you know, the prices they were going for when you selling them, in certain situations, certain, not all, certain, I'm going to say it again, certain, you might as well cut that shit in half. What you planning on getting, cut it in half. Even if you saying, well, I'm going to get 50%, you know, that we don't try to agree on 50 or 40% of, you know, book value. Man, shit. You might as well cut that in half because a lot of people are not off into Funko Pops like they were before. And you look at the Funko Pop community, it's dying out. A lot of channels that I remember seeing starting are no longer there. You know, pages look like they've been abandoned, you know, because people haven't messed with them no more. Because they're like, man, you know, this is why I say you need to understand, if you're getting into this hobby, you need to understand what it entails. You need to start slow. I always tell people, if you're trying to get into action figures and things like that, go to Dollar Tree, which they sell $1.25 Final Faction figures. Check out some of those first before you get into the hobbies where you start paying $20 per figure. This is why I say your Ollie's, your Ross's, your DD's Discounts, your clearance at Target and Walmart, those are your best friends when you're starting out. Even after you've been here for a while, those are your best friends. Nobody want to pay full price for a figure. Unless it's like a brand new figure, something that you've been looking for, like a Warbird, a Ghost Rider, a Dark Side for DC Multiverse, you know, the vacuum seal metal, Silver Hawks, that new crystal clear Mum Ra, stuff like that. Those items that you look at and look for, you be like, okay, they hold value. But you just picking up stuff like Bullseye and, you know, Trick Shot, you know, you like, for Marvel Legends, people like, wait, hold on, why are you getting these figures? Man, you know, that's the thing that I'm trying to understand. You have to understand what it is that you're doing, man. This hobby can be time consuming. It can be mentally draining. It can be physically draining your wallet. But like I said, sometimes, man, you get so caught up in it that you don't know truly what you're doing. You just so pissed off with it because you spending so much money. You know, again, I was watching the Strad Man. And, I like to say I watch that channel because he makes me laugh, man. This is one guy that, he plays a character on his videos. Then when he's off camera, he's a whole nother damn person. On, the videos, you don't even think he business savvy. You don't even think he know anything about money. He get off the camera, then you see him in those little interviews, and this guy's talking regular, and he's telling you about stuff. And you like, damn, that's a straight up act. But you know what? I love the channel. He had a helicopter on the channel, and he said, should I, sell the Countach, the LMJ, and the Spada, those 3 cars, should I sell them? And I think it's the Spada, I think, in there, and get a helicopter. And I'm like, helicopter, fam, that's a whole nother level of something. You got to be careful with, there's a community here on YouTube for people who are into helicopters or people who own helicopters. Dude, the communities out here on YouTube is a trip. You got the sewing community. You have all the rug community. You have the wine community. You have the book community. You have comic book communities. You got the action figures, the Funko Pops, the gym shoes. Dude, the jewelry community. You got the watch. There's just so many different genres out here. And like I said, you even have the gossip and all of that. Dude, my whole thing is, I always say stay in your lane. My lane is all of them. Because I talk about all this stuff. If you're going to be a collector, what are you collecting? Are you collecting nostalgia? Are you collecting new wave stuff? Are you just here to relive the good old days? What are you here for? Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't know what you're here for, you're going to waste a lot of money in the beginning, and you'll be pissed off because, again, you'll be like, man, I put so much of money into this, and, right now I'm kind of ticked off. And that's legitimate. Yes, we do get ticked off. Yes, we do spend a lot of money on nonsense, fam, and that's where it goes sometimes. We don't even think about it. It's a lot of do's and don'ts of collecting, man. It's a lot of don'ts, man. And I'm serious, man. Like I tell you, before you start spending $25 a pop, I know people who jump right into Mondo. They jumped into Storm Collectibles. They jumped into Hot Toys and Mezco, Mayfax, SH Figure Arts, and all of those, man. They jumped into all this stuff, man. And I'm like, damn, you jumped way past McFarlane and Hasbro and Mattel. You just leaped on into the big leagues, bro. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Start small first. You got to make sure you like this. You may not like it. You may have spent over $1,000 damn and don't even like the damn hobby. Dude, back in the day, my auntie used to buy her son a ton of comic books. Dude didn't read them. I used to give him money for his comic books. Mama didn't know what was going on. She was wondering where he got all that money from. And I said, I would buy his comic books. I said, they were just sitting. He never reads them. She said, but I buy those books for him to read. I said, you got to instill this into him. I said, a lot of times, I said, these kids ain't out here trying to read books. I said, they're out here doing every other thing, playing their games and things like that. I said, maybe that ain't his thing. I said, find out what his thing is, man. And that's the thing that I look at. You may be trying to get somebody into a hobby, or you may be trying to get yourself into it, but you don't know if that's what it is. Like I told you, I collect shoes. I wear shoes. I collect them. I started with Air Jordans, went into Adidas, went into Air Force Ones, Air Max. What else? Air Max, Pumas. Then I ended up with New Balance. I got a ton of Skechers. Dude, I ended up with New Balance. I got Reeboks. But the New Balance, man, I just hate to say it, they're more comfortable. See, this is what you learn over a period of time. In my case, they work well with my feet. In my case. I'm not saying that the Jordans don't. But after a while, the Jordans kind of uncomfortable on my feet. So I stick with the things that I know give me comfort. You get what I'm saying? That's something that makes sense. When you collecting, make sure it's something that gives you comfort. Just don't be buying stuff to be buying it, because you're going to be mad and you're going to be pissed off. Like I said, the hobby is for you to enjoy it, not for the hobby to enjoy you. So you got to understand what it is that you're doing and what you like about this. If you don't like it, don't do it. Get what I'm saying? I hope this gave some insight into this, because collecting could be a never-ending money pit. You know, some of us are completionists and we want to complete a toy line. We want to complete a whole video game console playlist. You know, when I say playlist, I mean all the games that came with the console. You know, like you got the Xbox, the original. You know, you'd be like, damn it, it's like 800 games for that. You buying 800 games. You see what I mean? So you got to make sure you got boundaries in this. You got goals, and you got a realistic mindset that this stuff is going to be pricey. And it may not be what you want in the long run. So you got to have a game plan to get yourself out. Shit. Could be a never-ending money pit. You just throwing money in a hole, trying to make the hole go back to the way it was, for it won't be a hole no more, but it just won't happen. It's just a money pit. And I'm not saying that from experience. I'm just saying, get what you like. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Just letting you know it's going to be bad at some times when you go to stores and can't find nothing. When you're online, when you can't pre-order nothing because it's all sold out. Those happen a lot. So just keep that in mind, man. Keep that energy. Make sure you understand that shit, it ain't gonna all go your way. And if you understand that, man, this is going to be fantastic. Till later, fam. Peace out, and thanks for watching.